together, but they're still separated. They are, each one is like everything is fragmented, so you don't know if they are actually together or not. And for me that was important because I didn't want to make a movie which at the end she kisses him or something crap like that. I didn't want it to them to have sex or something. So I wanted to make that street sequence in which they are like in this situation underground, which becomes kind of a new reality made by people on cameras around the place, and she decides to disappear as like him. I don't know if that is your question.
Yes, I think so.
More or less. So I wanted her, for me it was important that through the movie goes on, she becomes a real character and he becomes a fantasy. At the end of the movie, he doesn't have a place. It's like a fantasy, like a fiction. And she becomes a real woman that wants to disappear. But the way I have to say something, and this is something I really like, because I've been in so many festivals around the world, and I appreciate a lot the amount of women here, because in some fantastic festivals, it's kind of a male thing, and it's so depressing. I'm saying that for real. Every time I go to a film festival, a film festival like this in Madrid, it's like 60% guys, 30% girls, and that is so depressing. And I see so many girls here, it's amazing. It's like, absolutely. You should be happy about that. And you are also beautiful, by the way. Not the girls, everyone.
Also movie.
Thank you. This place is so big. You're so high.
Good night. There was congratulations for the movie. I'm curious about all the hacker parts. I want to know, where do you take the information from, if you were advised or if you are the hacker here?
I'm not a hacker. I'm not a hacker. Do I look like a hacker? All the people involved in the movie, for the technical aspects, all the designers, they were real hackers. They were the real ones. And they knew everything about kind of things they were using. But we decided not to be realistic at all. We decided to make a fantasy. Because if you try to make you want to show the reality of hacking, it's not kinetic, it's not visual, it's not as many other works in movies. I love the phrase from Hitchcock. He said that movies is not a part of, it's not a slice of life. Movies are a slice of the cake. We're not showing the real thing. We are trying to show in a kinetic reality. So most of the things that you see on the screen, they don't happen in real life. It's a whole fantasy. The battery of the computer is a whole fantasy. Wi-Fi works all the time. That's total lie. The ping-pong camera, that doesn't make sense. Those balls that they came out of my ass, they don't have any sense. what the hell are the ping-pong camera? So I wanted to make a visual thing instead of something that felt plausible. Because if you make a plausible thing, it will be a totally different kind of thing. Hope you understand this, please. Oh, last question. They didn't like the answer. So another question. I'm gonna be. Okay, do you have another question? Okay, give me Nalaja. He's driving. But he's like this. He's like, people is using the phone all the time on the car. I know it's a dangerous thing. I don't approve that. I make sure I don't approve that. But sometimes people is driving and just paying attention to what happens like here. It's like when you're driving a car, you drive. It's like you're driving a car and you have a human being following you and you talk to him sometimes. Am I convincing you? No. I don't know. Is that the last question? Okay. Are you sure?
Just props for suicide.
Suicide, they are awesome. One of my favorite bands ever.
I've seen them live.
Oh, really? I saw them in this festival here in Lisbon. Yeah.
And I talked to them there.
You talk to them? I don't know if I have the chance to show this movie in New York. But if we go there, I want to make sure that I try to meet Alan Vega, the singer. I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah.
Do you know, are you familiar with this band? Is there a bar in Lisbon where they can play this music? I mean, tonight, later? Okay, great. Suicide. I wanted to make sure that once I have the rights to the song, don't touch me. Sorry. Maybe we can continue.
We have to finish, Nacho. Sorry, but